Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to give you the latest updates that we have regarding Disney's reopening and their hotel process and things that have been announced since my last video. Now, Disney has announced when some of their hotels were going to reopen in the form of the villas primarily. So on June 22nd, they opened Bay Lake Tower at the Contemporary, Boulder Ridge Villas at Wilderness Lodge, Copper Creek Villas also at Wilderness Lodge, Animal Kingdom Villas at Kidani Village, which is part of Animal Kingdom Lodge, the Beach Club Villas, the Boardwalk Villas, the Fort Wilderness Resort and Campground, Old Key West Resort, Polynesian Villas and Bungalows, Riviera Resort, and Saratoga Springs Resort, and then the villas at the Grand Floridian Resort and Spa. All of those are part of the Disney Vacation Club. Now, I've mentioned this before, that's kind of a timeshare sort of situation, but you do not have to be a timeshare member to stay there. There's a number of ways you can stay there. You can rent points, or you can just book it through like a normal room. I am able to book villas, and actually I'm scheduled to stay there, so that's totally possible. But those are the hotels that open on June 22nd. Now, coming up in this next week, Disney is going to be reopening this week, Saturday, and then the following week. So today is Monday, July 6th, and so Saturday, I think Saturday is Saturday the 11th. Is that what that makes that? Okay, so in the next week and a half, Disney is going to be reopening their parks as well. And they've also announced a reopening schedule for their resorts. So I am going to share that with you now. So this Friday, July 10th, Disney will reopen Disney's Animal Kingdom Villas in Jambo House, which is part of the main building, but again, it's the villas, Disney's Pop Century Resort, and Disney's Contemporary Resort. So Pop Century and Contemporary are going to be the first two regular non-DVC, non-villa resorts that are going to reopen. Then on July 29th, which is a Wednesday, the last Wednesday of the month, they are going to, or I should say they're planning on reopening Caribbean Beach Resort. On Wednesday, August 12th, they are planning on reopening Disney's Polynesian Village Resort and Disney's Art of Animation Resort. So like I mentioned before, the Disney's Polynesian Villas and Bungalows, that was just the DVC portion of the property. The regular hotel rooms are not open as of right now. So the regular hotel rooms at the Polynesian are opening on Wednesday, August 12th, along with Disney's Art of Animation Resort. On Monday, August 24th, they are planning on reopening the Yacht and Beach Club resorts, which are the deluxe resorts along the boardwalk. On Monday, September 21st, they're planning on opening the Grand Floridian Resort and Spa. So again, they opened the villas already, but they're not going to open the regular rooms until September 21st. And then October 1st, which is a Thursday, they are planning on opening the Boardwalk Resort. So it is another deluxe resort that is along the boardwalk. Now, the last one they have listed is for Wednesday, October 14th, and they're planning on reopening Disney's Coronado Springs Resort. Now, you may have noticed there are several resorts that were not mentioned. Those include all three of the All-Stars, All-Star Music, All-Star Sports, and All-Star Movies. Those were not mentioned. Disney's Port Orleans Resort Riverside and Port Orleans Resort French Quarter were not mentioned. And are there, I'm trying to think, did I miss any? Wilderness Lodge was not mentioned, and Animal Kingdom Lodge was not mentioned. I only mentioned the villas at those locations. At this time, they have not announced when those resorts will open. We are not sure. I did speak with one of the cast members, keeping in mind it was the phone answerer, so I don't know how much information she's privy to, but I did speak with her about the Port Orleans Resort specifically, and I was like, have you heard anything? Do you know anything about when they're going to be reopening? And she said that the determination of, I'm kind of wording that weird, how they are determining which resorts will be reopening is based on CDC guidelines for capacity. So if and when the CDC says it is safe to increase capacity, then they will reopen more resorts. So we do not know at this time when those other resorts are opening. Now, what does that mean for guests who have reservations for closed resorts for the rest of this year. Now, I'm only talking about the rest of this year. So beginning of July of 2020 through December 31st, 2020. That includes me and several of my clients. I actually had 2 split stays scheduled for this year. One in the beginning of August, which is kind of a replacement trip. We weren't planning on going then. We were supposed to go to the Olympics this year. We had tickets, and then the Olympics got postponed because of the pandemic. So we're like, okay, I had a bunch of vacations that I had to cancel, a bunch of trips, and we were going to do something. And my husband said, how about Disney? And I was not about to turn it down. So we had a split stay scheduled for August, and then our regularly scheduled trip was a split stay for October. So that's 4 hotels, and all 4 of them are scheduled to be closed when we are supposed to be there. And then, like I said, I have clients as well that, of course, I've been taking care of with their resort issues. So I was actually the first that had an issue. So I was supposed to be staying first in a Garden View club level room at the Beach Club Resort. And so I called Disney and I said, hey, what'll you offer me? And what they do is they move you to something comparable. So it should be a lateral move, and that will be price protected. And what that means is if the room technically costs more, but your price will be protected, you won't have to pay more than your original booking. Now, if the cost goes down, you do get a refund. So if I was, say a Garden View club level room is, say it's 1 level, what they told me is if it's 1 level above standard, they'll check what resorts are open and they will try to put you in a room that is 1 level above standard, because that's what you had before. So what they offered me was a Bay Lake view at the Contemporary, and I was like, It was essentially where we just stayed when we were there in February. Now, when we stayed there in February, you may recall the room was club level, but Disney is currently suspending club level services. We do not know when they are going to reopen. So it would be the same room except with no club level services. It wasn't our favorite. It wasn't terrible by any means. I mean, it's a deluxe resort at Disney World. I asked what else they could offer me, and they said, well, we don't know if it's going to be price protected, but we'll look into it. And what we ended up doing was switching from the Garden View club level beach club room to a Standard View Deluxe studio at Riviera Resort. And so a Riviera Resort is their newest, the Riviera Resort is the newest Disney Vacation Club property. It is on the Skyliner. It is very near Caribbean Beach Resort. So I kind of saw it in passing when we stayed at Caribbean Beach last October, and it looks very nice. I've not stayed at a DVC property yet, so I'm excited to show you guys that. So I took that and actually had a refund of like $140 for that room. My second room, this one hurt. I was pretty devastated. I had gotten a really good deal on it, and then it ended up being closed. Was a deluxe main building club level room in the Grand Floridian. Now, my husband and I stayed in that room category for our honeymoon a little over 11 years ago now, and we wrote down the room number, and whenever we've had the chance to stay in that room category, we've requested it and we've gotten it. We had a turret room. It's just absolutely awesome. So it kind of means something to us. And then when I found out the Grand Floridian was going to be closed, I was like, it was terrible. So I was like, you guys better offer me something good here. So what they offered me was a 1-bedroom villa at Boulder. Oh, did I say that right? Yes, a 1-bedroom villa at Boulder Ridge Villas at Wilderness Lodge. We love Wilderness Lodge. Again, I've not stayed in the DVC property, and I will have at that point because it's the second portion of our trip. But yeah, I'm very excited about it. So the difference between, quick summary, the difference between the two, the deluxe studio does not have a full kitchen, or washer dryer, but the 1-bedroom villa does. It has a full kitchen and washer dryer. So I'm gonna have some good new room types to show you after I go there. I'm gonna have 2 villa room types. A client of mine who's actually my cousin, she was staying in a deluxe club level Wilderness Lodge room, and I got her moved to a 1-bedroom villa in Bay Lake Tower. She wanted to be very close to the Magic Kingdom, and she wanted to have a separate sitting, sleeping area because there's gonna be 2 adults and 2 young kids, and she doesn't want to have to go to bed at like 8. So that worked out really, really well. Now, for the October stuff, I should say October and later, I haven't started moving those reservations yet because Disney has only announced their opening schedule through October 14th. So reservations after that, I'm not touching them quite yet at this point because we haven't heard if and when they're going to be opening something yet. So I'm gonna hold off on those for a little bit longer and see if they have any more announcements. But that's what's happening at Disney for the rest of this year. That's their opening schedule. And I kind of wanted to let you know in terms of, it doesn't give you a lot of information when they say we're gonna move you to another resort and something comparable. I wanted to actually tell you what some of our my switches were. And so just so you can kind of see that I think they actually are relatively comparable. Oh, I should mention, my switch from the Grand Floridian to the Wilderness Lodge was like $1,100 cheaper. And then the switch from the deluxe club level Wilderness Lodge to Bay Lake Tower, 1-bedroom villa, that one is like $400 or $500 cheaper. So there are refunds that are involved in those as well. So it's not like they're trying to scam you or anything like that. I think they're doing a good job of accommodating you while still being fair. So I hope you guys found this video helpful, interesting, give you a little bit more info about what is happening at Disney for the rest of this year. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye, guys. I actually finished filming a separate video, which is why I have the outfit change now, and I realized something I wanted to mention in this video as well. So excuse the outfit change, but in terms of rides and attractions, shows, whatever you want to call them, that will not be available upon reopening of 2020, there are a couple of things. Most of them seem to be geared toward smaller kids, and I'm not sure if that's because Disney's thinking there's going to be fewer children due to the mask requirement or face covering requirement for children ages 2 and up. How do you get a 2-year-old to wear a face mask when it's 100 degrees out? Or just because children are more likely to glom onto each other and not physical distance, and then like they're little germ bots. I'm not sure why, but as of right now, the following attractions, we'll put in a picture here. They are planning on not opening when the parks reopen. Don't know when those are going to be reopening, but like all of their changes, I'm telling people, plan for them to continue into 2021 for right now. And then if things change and reopen and go back to normal, great. Plan for the worst, hope for the best. So I wanted to get that in here quick. So that's the outfit change. Thanks.